Hey there, everybody. Welcome. We are here for the Capricorn New Moon manifesting mentoring call. And right off the bat, if you're not familiar or if you're new here, you will notice that I love alliteration. So lots of M's in that. And M, another side tangent, M is a letter that is very prevalent in my life, in alliteration and in just people I know and all the things. So thinking there's something with the M's. And I'm trying to make sure that I can see everybody's comments from Facebook here on my phone. If you are watching in the Facebook group live, there should be a link somewhere up above the comments to allow you to give StreamYard some permission to show your names. But sometimes that doesn't show up. And, sometimes it's also an extra step, which also isn't always, preferable. So on my phone, I can see comments without that permission. So not a requirement at all. And hopefully my phone will stay propped up there. Okay. So I am streaming this live, and it will be available also on replay in the Moon Manifesting Rockstars Facebook group and on the Blue Moon Manifestations YouTube channel. So if you're watching or joining live, and even on the replay on either of those, and maybe I respond to a comment that you don't see, that might be why. So that did not stay propped up well. Oh well, we'll just leave it lying down. Gotta love live, right? So these calls happen every month, once for the new moon, and then again around the full moon time. And I come on to talk to you about the zodiac that moon is in, how to work with both the energies of the zodiac and that lunar phase, and back around to the next one. So for today, for example, I'm talking about the Capricorn new moon, and I will talk about what that looks like between now and the full moon in about 2 weeks or so. And I'll just, periodically share some extras. This is an excellent time for you guys to share any questions if you have any. You can also always provide feedback, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I invite you to share your questions. Hi, Carla. Good to see you, my friend. Happy New Year. I don't think I have seen you on posts or commented, so happy New Year. Hope it is, starting off, good. It is a transitional time, and I'll be talking a little bit about that as well. So Capricorn new moon and some ways to work with that energy. And if this is new to you, working with the lunar cycle or even getting familiar with astrology and the zodiac, no worries. This is something that builds, right? You start right where you are. You ask questions, share your comments, your insights, your feedback with others. And that's what's beautiful about having a community to learn and participate with about this stuff. So not to keep it too long, I try to streamline it so that you guys can get this information down. I share some stuff with you, and then you can also implement it. So tonight, which is January 11th of 2024, today is the actual new moon. We will be in new moon energy for several days. So that is something I can look up. I have a handy dandy app on my phone that tells me all of these things, or it's not an app. It's actually, I guess it's something you load into your Google Calendar. So, and it shows all of the lunar things happening. If that is something you guys are ever interested in, I share it periodically, but if you're interested, just let me know and I will come back around and drop that link as to where you can get it. And I'll show you a bit about that. So we'll be in new moon energy until Sunday, the 14th. So about 3 days. And about midday. So we'll be in new moon energy until Sunday, January 14th at 10:13 Pacific time. So that would be 1:13 Eastern time. So that is definitely one of the beautiful things about the lunar cycle. It doesn't have to be done right at this moment or at any particular moment in time. We have a period of time to work with, and that feels spacious to me. I was talking in a group about that earlier this week or last week, and how that feels very spacious. It's like, okay, I might not get to it right on the first day, or maybe it's a process like setting intentions and journaling and, doing a new moon practice or ritual. Maybe it's something that you do different things over different days, several days, or if you miss it for tonight, for example, you can still tap into this new moon energy for a few days and you haven't missed anything. And also the beautiful thing about a cycle, which working with the moon is the lunar cycle, you can jump in at any time. There is no right or wrong time. You haven't ever missed, the opportunity to start working. You don't have to wait for the next full moon or the next new moon. The moon is doing its thing all the time. So we can jump in and start working with it at any time. So awesome. It is great, right? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Capricorn, because that is the zodiac that the moon is in. So Capricorn is, I believe, if I'm counting right, the 10th sign of the zodiac, because then we have Aquarius and Pisces. Yes. So it's the 10th sign of the zodiac. It is an earth sign, and earth energy is like long-term, right? Like long-term goals, slow moving, like establishing foundations, getting things done. To be honest, let's give the earth signs some love. Some people have a negative connotation or association with some earth signs. And the thing is, or the zodiac, however, we wouldn't get anything done without the earth signs. They're the task doers. They are the long-term, like keep going, stick with it. They're organized. They like to plan. So we wouldn't really get anything done without the earth sign. So let's give them some love. For example, my mom is a Virgo, and I call her the Uber Virgo, and not as a derogatory sign, but she can plan and she can organize like a champ, and she loves doing it. So that doesn't come as naturally to me. I like to start things and try things and go and do, but it's like that longevity. I need to tap into that earth energy. So the lunar cycle and the zodiac in general provides that opportunity for us, because it does work in a cycle and a flow. So Capricorn, yes, right? Great for mom. She's great. This is a little bit definitely of a side tangent, but when I was we went to a friend's house had a road trip to a friend's house in the Midwest in Illinois, where I lived for a long time. And when I moved back to California, I left a lot of things in my friend's basement. And so we had gone back to bring, sort through the stuff and bring it back. And I have this big trunk, like those old time, which direction am I going? Like those old time steamer trunks, wood trunk. And so that was going in the back of my car, and we're just going to pack stuff in there. And my mom climbed up in the back of my car. We stuck the trunk in there, and she just like organized bits and pieces and put all the little things in there. And so was able to fit so much more in than if I had just kind of, just like thrown things in there or put them in there less meticulously. And she was fine. She had a great time. She didn't mind doing that because that is her comfort, I guess, or her stuff. So yeah. So there's definitely, we all have all of the signs of the zodiac in our birth chart. And so we have different aspects of, they affect different aspects of our life. So keep that in mind. If you're new to astrology, we all have all 12 signs in our birth chart. And throughout the year, I will be doing some workshops and classes in the group as well about like our sun sign and zodiacs and things along those lines too. So that is something to keep in mind. But Capricorn, maybe I should tap into some Capricorn energy and slow down a little bit. The glyph or the little depiction, the drawing that represents Capricorn is a created creature. It doesn't exist in real life, but it is a goat fish. Like the top part of the body is a goat and the tail end is a fish tail. And Capricorn, my visual of Capricorn is because it is that goat up at the front, right? It's like moving up the mountain. And that's how I see Capricorn, moving up the mountain with that end goal in mind, knowing it's not going to be a fast journey. It's not just like one and done. Like me, the Aries wants to go shoom. But if I go that fast, there's things that I missed or steps that I glossed over or things that I didn't take the time to really, get into. So Capricorn has that end goal in mind, knowing that it's going to take work, it's going to take persistence, it's going to take planning on some level, and that stick with itness. And so this is a beautiful, it's not by chance, it's not by coincidence. This is, at least here in the northern hemisphere, this is the winter season. We're in the winter season. We've just started the new calendar year, but it's not the new zodiac calendar. The zodiac calendar starts with Aries in March or April, depending on whether you're working with the sun, when the sun is in Aries, or when the lunar cycle for Aries. But that's springtime, which makes sense, right? That's when energy is building. That's when we do feel like getting out and doing things and taking action. So now in the winter season, with this Capricorn new moon, you might want to set intentions, or intentions that are supported by this are your career. Do you have a business? Achieving or establishing long-term desires, long-term projects and goals, and knowing that it is a slow going process, and that slow going is what is allowing the foundations and the roots, for example, or so to speak, to take hold and be there to support those efforts. So even if you don't have a business, you can use the Capricorn new moon every year, which is in the winter season. You can use this new moon to check in on your career goals, to check in on, do you want to achieve certain things, promotions, or achieve a certain level of pay? Do you want to do things that will help your career, like take classes or learn new things or learn new skills, whatever that is? So you can it's great to use this Capricorn time as a check-in period and look at the things that are and aren't moving you in the direction of where you want to go. And if they are, do they need to be tweaked? And I have a personal example for that. I'm using, since Christmas, I haven't been as front-facing visible as I normally am. I took 2 weeks of not doing my weekly live and podcast, and I'm doing things slower, getting back into that, with the stories and the lives that I do. These, I took the last full moon one we didn't do here because it was in that time frame. But I have been really feeling like, okay, what are the things that I want to continue doing in my business? And so I'm looking at all of my activities, doing these lives. If you're, in the Facebook group, you may have seen a poll that I shared because I wanted to know from you guys, are these lives, are they something you still want to continue doing? And I put the 3 core things that I do in my group, and that I also, for the most part, offer through YouTube, like the video access, are these new moon calls, the full moon calls, and then a free event, an additional free event. And that can be a class or a workshop or a challenge or something along those lines. And so I asked, are all those 3 things still something you want? And that is an example of checking, reevaluating, looking and see if it's something that is moving forward, that is beneficial. And yes, you guys all 3 received votes, not the same number of votes. I wasn't looking for a winner. I was simply looking, are all these 3 aspects still something that is benefiting the community and that is worth putting my time and energy into? And the response was yes. Me too. And you didn't know why, right? Now, it's this, we have this natural tendency, an instinct, if you will, or a feeling like, I don't really want to be, jump into the new year full bore. I don't want to just hit the ground running. I want to establish a plan. I want to see what it is that I want to accomplish this year and take the time to break it down. I wanted all of them and couldn't pick. You could pick on, you added all of them, which was awesome. See, that's that initiative. And so, those are things that you can do this time of year. And then another example. So, I like to teach or share or inform with examples, because that's also a method that helps me learn things. If you are on my email list, I have been sending a weekly, usually on Mondays, newsletter. And also since Christmas, I haven't sent it. And what I've been doing is going through the components. Like I share some type of insight, a connection to the lunar phase that we're in that week, things that are available, etc. So I have been going through my email history and looking at, what parts of my email are being used. What parts are people engaging with? And Carla, how do you get onto my email? I was working on a post earlier. I have a link and you can opt into my email, and I will share that with you here because it's easier to do it during the live. You're just looking at my face as I'm trying to find the right tab, the right tab to get you the link. Okay. And so this link will get you on my email list. So you get all of the emails. And also this particular link will also give you, you will get a link to my Manifesting Songs playlist that I have on Spotify. Just as a gift, I'm a music lover. These songs I put on this playlist are designed to help you feel like anything is possible, help you tap into that energy. And hello, Sophia. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for noticing the scarf. I can't talk and type at the same time for the most part. So let me get my link in here. And it won't show up right away on Facebook because I have to do that separately. Get the Manifesting Songs playlist and grab spot my list. Haven't quite perfected that skill yet of being able to type and talk. So that's right now. It's showing up on YouTube. Nope, that's not right. And I have to do it separately for Facebook because we are in a group. So let me do that because I will remember to do it, but I might not remember to do it right away, right away after the live. So it's just easier to do it. And since you asked, Carla, I just also don't want to keep you waiting. So I wish I could have copied and pasted, but it wouldn't let me. and then I won't have to remember to do it later. There you go, my friend. It should show up in just a second. Okay. And Sophia, thank you for noticing the scarf. I am a beneficiary of my mom, who is a world traveler. She brings me things from everywhere she goes, and she has realized, like, things that will last. So sometimes they're souvenirs, but this particular scarf, I think, is from Persia. I need to keep a catalog of what comes from where because they're awesome. So thank you. I think it's from Persia. If I'm wrong, it's still from some other place in the world that my mom has traveled. Awesome, Carla. Thank you. Capricorn, checking in on your goals. Sophia, you had commented on the story I did where, we're checking our routines. And even if you have, whether you have a business or not, or checking on your career or your work routines, also for yourself, because Capricorn is sometimes referred to as the CEO of the zodiac, right? Like the one in charge. And you, whatever you do in life, whether you are employed, whether you have your own business, whether you are a stay-at-home parent, whether you are retired, whatever it is, whatever stage in life that you are in, you are the CEO of your life. So whether you're working, employed, entrepreneurial, retired, you are still in charge of your life. So check in on your daily routines, the habits, the activities that you do on a day-to-day basis. Do they bring you joy? Do they inspire you? Do they move you in the direction of where you want to be going? The person that you want to be? The things that you want to experience in life, right? So you are the CEO of your life, and this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere is a great time to just take stock. Say, hey, am I doing this out of habit? Is it actually moving me up that mountain, that Capricorn mountain, towards my goal, or simply a desire? I shouldn't say simply, but towards my desires, towards what I want to be experiencing and feeling in my life. And so for setting intentions, which is what we do here, at this new moon time, and you can also set a daily intention, a monthly intention. There is no wrong time, but specifically we were talking about the lunar cycle. So that is what I'm referencing. So let's see. Things are coming into clear realization. Yes, taking the magnifying glass, taking a closer look to see what is working and what I need to tweak. Absolutely. And then once we start building that momentum and clear out the space with the things that aren't serving us, don't benefit us, then we can start building this momentum, establishing that foundation for this calendar year and build on it from there. It's the universe saying, okay, Sophia, I'm hearing you. The door is open. However, you have to make the choice to walk through. I love that you said that, Sophia. You may have heard it, but I very frequently use an example. Yes, anything you ask for, you desire, is absolutely available to you, and you can have it. But it's not just like, okay, here's what I want, and okay, I'm not going to do anything. So that opening of the door, I use the example of, you can order a pizza. This is like putting an order in with the universe, right? You can order a pizza. You can even have it delivered to your house. You don't have to leave the house to get the pizza. But what do you have to do? When the pizza is delivered, you have to get up off the couch, open the door, and get the pizza. It's not going to teleport through the door for you, at least not as of yet. Maybe in Star Trek world it would, but you have to get up off the couch, open the door, and get the pizza. So open the door. The doors are open to your opportunities. You have to walk through them. 100%. So with these ideas in mind, like career goals, what the year is going to look like, right? Thinking about these things now, putting things into plan. So I put down here because a lot of times career and business don't resonate or don't apply for people who do not work for whatever reason, being retired, being a stay-at-home parent, whatever the case is. So how about just looking at your ambitions, whatever ambitions in whatever area of life getting you hungry. I'm sorry. It's funny. My friend Michelle and I talked about pizza the other day too. I guess that's just top of mind. I've had pizza recently, but yeah, I guess pizza is just on the mind. And extra pepperoni. I love it. And so think about the ambitions that you have. And that also doesn't have to be the boring stuff. Do you have an ambition to be a world traveler? Do you have an ambition to be a decorator? Do you have an ambition to learn, about a new topic or dive deeper into a topic? What ambitions do you have for this year? I don't always do this, but I've heard someone say they always have like a big year-long thing that they focus on. They do have smaller goals, but they have like a year-long thing that they focus on. And the example that they give was like training for a marathon or learning a language, starting to learn a new language, something that is long-term that you will carry through. That will be your big project for the year. This is a great time to get curious and start looking, what is like a year-long project that I want to be working on? And then you work backwards and start breaking it down. How often am I going to do it? What do I need to do that? If you're going to learn a new language, is Duolingo the place for you to start? Do you want to be interacting with other people and take online classes or find in-person classes? So start developing that strategy, that planning, climbing up that mountain for the year, right? So Cinnamon, hello. Good to see you. Moving to Maine, working on selling is taking forever. That's all right. I'm going to tell you, taking forever, it's totally accurate. That is an accurate statement. I also invite you to say, and it's because the perfect time, the perfect person, the perfect situation, the perfect combination of events has not yet, they haven't quite come together yet. So it is taking forever. Okay. Let's say, and it's because it's working in my benefit. I simply have to be patient and wait through the forever because it will happen at the perfect time with the perfect set of circumstances. But how exciting, moving to Maine. That's really cool. I know one person in my life that has been to Maine. So once you move there, Carla, I will then know you too. That is a Maine resident. So very cool. I love that. And so let me run through some of the things that I wrote down. I wrote them on sticky notes this time because that's just how life was. I don't have my digital notes. So Capricorn is the, I guess, zodiac, speaking with zodiac energy, is the most realistic time of year, right? Because then we start getting into spring and going through all the fire signs and going through the cycle, and we get all these ideas and we start doing things and experiencing things. And so that is a little bit more fast moving. But Capricorn time is the most realistic time of the entire year. And so, like I said, we all benefit from this earth energy, even if we're not earth energy. I'm a fire sign. I always want to be going. But what can I realistically hope to accomplish this year? And I'm not saying don't dream big, but also this is how I have put together dreaming big. Absolutely. Dream that big dream. Then what are the realistic steps that you need to take to get there? So see how you can work with that. And if dreaming big scares you, or you're not accustomed to it, or it feels uncomfortable, you just don't know how to do it, what are realistic steps that you can implement? What are realistic habits that you can start that will then establish this foundation and open up ideas for you? So there is no one right way to work with it for everybody. Everybody is different. We're in different seasons of life. We have different motivators. So dream big and then think of realistic and approachable steps that you can take. Or identify the habits and steps that you can take to open up to new possibilities and see which one feels better for you. Which one can you actually get behind and start establishing a plan now to implement throughout the year. So set your goals, establish systems. What routines do you have in your life? Something as simple as setting the coffee maker the night before so that it automatically has your coffee ready in the morning. So what are systems? Where in your life could you use some automation, if you will, right? And not mechanical, not like someone is doing it for you, maybe, but just implement systems. Start, setting the coffee maker before you go to bed. You'll have your coffee ready in the morning and not have to make it and wait to make it and wait to drink it. Or establishing a nighttime routine. That's what I'm going to be working on this lunar cycle with this Capricorn energy. I have my morning routine pretty much dialed in, and it has been a work in progress and changed and ebbed and flowed over several years. But I have variations of a morning routine that I am, like I said, it's pretty dialed in. If I have like a full morning, I know what I can do. If I have a shorter amount of time, I have a condensed version. I have my things that I pick and choose from. And I have my 3 core things that I do every morning when I get up. I wake up, I exercise, I either do a meditation or listen to a meditation, and then I journal. That's the first hour of my day. The times look different. The activities, like the exercise activities I do are different, but those are my core things. I have things to choose from. So now with Capricorn, I'm going to look at dialing in an evening routine, so that I actually get myself to bed. I'm naturally a night owl, but I have started several years ago implementing this, being getting up early and tackling my most important thing early. And then my dad and I go walking sometimes. So by 7 or 7:30 when we go walking, I've done work already because I get up early. And I am the mastermind coach for a community, and we have weekly meetings on Thursdays. So today, and they're all on the East Coast. So it's a 9:00 meeting and it's 6:00 for me. So this early morning thing is not what comes to me naturally, but it is what is going to move me towards my goals. So I've got the morning routine dialed in. Now it's time to establish and set up an evening routine that, supports that even more. Hello, Heather. Good to see you, my friend. Happy New Year. Happy New Moon. So looking at your ambitions, what systems, strategies do you want to or can you implement this lunar cycle to set you up for the rest of the year? And for those of you like me who don't really get turned on or not really inspired by the word practical steps do not need to be fancy, or they're not fancy and they're not exciting. So we need to, if you're that person like me, accept it. They're not fancy, they're not fun, and they're not exciting. But our basic needs are met, and we establish a functional system, a functional way to move through our days that actually creates the space for spontaneity, creates the space for the freedom that we want, creates the ability to see what's working and evaluate and change a little thing here or there. So it's not fabulous and fun and sexy, but it is so important. So this has been several years, probably a lifelong lesson for me that, the practical stuff and the discipline and the routines, they're not fun, but they create the opportunity for me to not work all day long yesterday because I had things in place that took care of things, and I was able to go run around with my mom who's visiting from Washington, right? So It may not be fun, but look at the freedom that that created for me. I didn't have to find someone to fill in for me. I didn't have to request time off. I'm able to manage my day and my activities so that I can do that, you know, seemingly out of nowhere, but I created the space and the opportunity and the freedom and flexibility to do that by using systems. You're feeling it. Yes, right? It's just like, okay, this has been such a lifelong struggle for me. I was like, rules, systems, discipline. And my, my life represented that. I was doing things last minute. I was always kind of like, and I still have aspects of my life that this happens in, but I was like, okay, why don't I have all this freedom? Because I didn't establish the discipline. So, starting simple and building on it. So that is really what I would leave you with as you look for what systems, what tweaks you need to make, what will move you towards your ambitions. And as far as the actual intentions go to support those, what's the word I use? Ambitions, to support those goals, how do you want to feel as you achieve those goals? How do you want to feel is then the intention that either supports or guides that goal. And I shared a post. I share a new moon post every new moon for the zodiac and some feelings-based words that are, suggestions for the zodiac. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't know if I can share it because I didn't set it up as a slide, but I can read some to you. So for Capricorn, which is this Earth CEO, getting things done energy, some intentions, some feelings-based intentions that line up with that are ambitious. Do you want to feel ambitious? Determined, like determined to stick with it, determined to achieve this goal, determined to create the circumstances in your life that you desire. How about disciplined? Not sexy, but oh man, it has some amazing, amazing results. Grounded, that's an energy, an earth energy, feeling grounded. Do you want to feel accomplished, focused, or strategic? And those are just ideas. Maybe it'll inspire a word for you. Maybe it gets you thinking on a different way, looking at things differently, using different words, because we can become so accustomed to some words, or they're the normal word or feeling or intention to set. Maybe it doesn't resonate with you. And abundance is one that I experience that with. Everybody, or a lot of people, use the word abundant. I want to feel abundant, step into an abundant mindset. And I know what that means. I absolutely know what that means. I wasn't feeling it. So when I started playing with words, I said, what does abundant feel like to me? What does abundant mean to me? What can I really get behind to wrap my head around that? And the word that came to me that I landed on was plenty. That is a word that Patty, me as a person, would use in an everyday sentence. I wouldn't use abundant in an everyday sentence unless I was specifically, like right now, talking about that term. So plenty was one that I use. I have plenty of food in the fridge. I have plenty of time. I have plenty of resources. I have plenty of support. And so that resonated with me. So that's why I give ideas and suggestions, but you need to find the feeling word or the motivator that resonates with you. So play with the words, try it out. Abundant, maybe I'll move into that one day where it feels like a word I would use in an everyday conversation, but right now it's not. And if it never becomes that, that's okay, because I know now that it's like, I have plenty. And that leads to feeling wealthy in time, wealthy in resources. And that word I can get behind, right? It doesn't feel like Ugh. So just food for thought. Now that's a great word. Yes, right? I love it because this is how we start to, this is how I help you and how I teach you to find what works for you. Don't do the exact same things I do or use the exact same processes. Make them work for you. Just like the lunar cycle, there are so many ways to work with the lunar cycle. I teach you the ways that I know. And, I know Heather talks about that. She does things differently. So, but finding what works for you and tweaking it and figuring out what is the thing for you is how you get the results. That's how you get things. My dad brought me a treat. He brought me a piece of cake. So how cool is that? Now I have a piece of cake there waiting for me. Thank you. Gotta love it. That's right. I have realized I need to feel the word or the meaning for it to resonate. Yes. If I don't feel it and it doesn't then that's how I also realized, Sophia, that's how I let it slip out of my mind. I didn't keep my intentions or my goals top of mind because they didn't resonate with me. They didn't connect to my why, or they didn't connect to my desired result, so to speak. So yes, finding what works for you. And I am here to help you. Yes, my dad is amazing. He is. I am here to help you do that in whatever way that works for you. It's these lives, or if it's going deeper, or if it's trying, that's what I'm here to do because I found that it works. It works for me. That's what has worked for me, making it my own, not simply trying to copy and use the exact same things that other people have, but learning from them, right? But that's how we learn. That's how we learn. And so let me move on, wrap things up here. So setting intentions, feelings-based intentions, using this Capricorn energy to establish your ambitions, what career goals, what business goals, what systems will work for you. So keep all those things in mind and share in the comments, share in the community, in the group, your thoughts, your experiences, what you come up with, what you do, what does resonate with you. Yeah, different things work for different people, 100%. I will never be the one that says you absolutely have to do it this way. I might say I feel strongly that this is the best method based on information if I have the information. Otherwise, I'll be like, let's try it. What feels like a good place to start? Because the thing is, you're never going to know if it's the right thing for you until you try it. We can think about it and pontificate. That's another word I like. Pontificate about it and try to play out all the scenarios, but we're really never going to know if it's the thing that works for us or if it's going to get us where we want until we try and we take a step or we start. And if we find out that it's not the right choice or not the right thing, that's great information because now you're like, okay, I've tried it. It didn't work. Now I can focus on finding what does work or trying the other one. So it's never a fail in a negative sense. You're getting information and identifying what didn't work. What does it, it's not, I don't love it. I don't love it. Or I'm not liking the results. I'm not liking this process. Try another one. Try another one now that you know that for a fact. Okay. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to be doing this more often. I have a course, a DIY course that walks you through all 12 signs of the zodiac, and it's got pre-recorded lessons, and I'll show you that too, because that's always available, and it walks you through the zodiac. But and if Heather is still here, you can share your ideas because I'm in her community for also using essential oils with the zodiac. I call it, there's lots of words for it, but like manifesting with oils. You will hear me talk about manifesting me. That is one of my core pillars and concepts that I have developed here. And manifesting me means that you are becoming the person who has your desires, who has has accomplished your goals. And so that is also unique to everybody. So the oils, and this is something that you can share with me, and I'll probably share a poll because I'm gathering information. Would a post, maybe shortly before the new moon, with a recommended or associated essential oil be beneficial? Like right here, let's see if I can point the right way. That diffuser right there is diffusing a blend that is, ties in with Capricorn. And there is no also one right thing. There's lots of oils you will find for the different zodiacs. These are the ones that make sense to me, or that I'm trying also. This is what I found as the moving forward diffuser blend, because Capricorn is moving up that mountain, taking those steps, and needing inspiration, needing motivation, right, to keep moving forward. The oils in that blend right now are lime, which is very citrusy, peppermint, which it also is like, wakes you up and clears out your sinuses if it's strong enough, but that's not too bad. And then I used eucalyptus. The blend that I found recommended wintergreen instead of eucalyptus, but I don't have wintergreen, but I have eucalyptus. Basil would be another one, a good one to fit in there. So if that, I have shared that sometimes, but I realized I really only tended to share it once people like asked about it, or when it was a specific topic that, that was for a class or something along those lines. But is that something that interests you, that you would like to have recommended or ideas in the group for and on these lives for working with the zodiacs? Oh, yay, I'm excited. Carla, yes. We could make a virtual recipe book. Yes. Share a blend or a method or idea. Yep. Gather and share them. I've learned in my practice by sharing, I can perhaps inspire someone and or hear an idea. Exactly. Or a light bulb on. Absolutely. I love it. See? And I had to ask. It was one of those, duh, Patty. Don't only talk about it when the topic comes up. Share it with people. Hello, we're in a community together. So that is yes. So awesome. I will actually create a post with this blend here for the group today. So it'll be there. I also, one of those reasons, being completely candid is one of those things is like, oh, if people ask me about it, then I can tell them, because the oils I use are Young Living oils, because I actually am a Young Living, what's the word, representative or, associate. I don't even know the right word, but I tended to keep it separate. And it's like, I don't need to keep it separate. People want it, great. If they have their own, great. I've never been one. So this is me, transitioning and realizing, hello, Patty, people like this stuff. And if they don't have to use it. Right? So awesome. Let's see, what am I looking at here? I garden, so I cook for the season. Ooh, that is awesome. Gardening, I missed having a garden. When I lived in the Midwest, I lived on a almost 3 acre, acreage. And I had a few horses and land and space for a garden. And I miss that. I don't have that here in California yet. What I don't miss is the extreme weather, the extreme weather of taking care of horses in, below 0, 20 below. The most extreme was 50 below. Brutal. That I don't miss. I do miss the horses. I miss the land and the gardening and all that. So, yes, I can. Possible that you could grow some things in containers. Yes, it is possible. It's simply getting the thing. So I know it can look different. And again, wrapping my head around that, right? I tell people that all the time. It's advice I need to take myself as well. So as we move into spring, I think I will, really start looking for those ways of doing that here, and what ways I can make that work. In Arizona, I thought for the longest time it was impossible with the heat. Yeah, but anything is possible. Absolutely. Anything is possible. That's absolutely true. So let me show you lastly, and then we'll be done. I will wrap this up. Let's see if I did try to set this up ahead of time so that I can show you what the course looks like. And there is no live component to it, but what I like and how I created this manifesting me with the moon, see there's my manifesting me term, is that you can use this over and over. And will this let me share the right screen? Share screen. Share screen. What am I sharing? Yay, it's actually there. Ha ha ha. Okay. So it looks like, yep, I can see it. So this is the first, so I'm showing Capricorn because that's the new moon that we're in, but there's one for all 12 zodiac signs. You get a video usually caught, with me having a funny look on my face, the way it starts. It's a short video kind of talking about Capricorn, types of intentions. And then you get a worksheet. It's a three sheets. It tells you the associations that I think are important, that I have used or incorporated and learned about. I'm going to be updating the essential oils to include more as I learn about them. See, like laurel was one of the original ones I used. I don't ever use that one. So I will be updating this. And once you get this, you get any new updates, any changes, it's automatically yours. I'm also adding in playlists this year, playlists for each zodiac sign. So the Capricorn playlist I think it's scheduled to be up there later this afternoon, but it should be because today's a new moon, but I also got a little bit behind. But you get all that stuff, no matter, if you already got it, all this stuff, the new changes will be automatic for you. So it gives you the element of the zodiac, what it's represented by, the glyph, an archangel or archangels associated with it, the planet, the goddess or goddesses, the chakra, and then essential oils. And I show you the glyph down at the bottom. That's just information. Oops. Why is it not showing the other worksheet? The other worksheet. It should. I thought. So the other worksheets, I'm going to have to do it a different way. Remove that. Okay. Remove that and see if I can find the alternate where I can actually show you the worksheets. But whether I do or not, you can then document the things that you use. You don't have to use all of those things. You don't have to use any of those things. But sometimes we're like, hey, what is something I can incorporate in my new moon setting practice or my new moon, rituals and things along those lines. Let's see. And so this is just a reference. And if you print out the worksheets or if you write in your own journal or in your own notebook, you can document your journey throughout the year and as the zodiac calendar repeats and how far you've come or where you've changed, what areas you've changed in your life, right? That from a year ago, and document your journey, which I think is kind of cool. Okay, now let's see if this shared. Is that the right one? No, but let's see. No. Where can I add it? I don't know. Stop share. Okay. Share screen. Is it going to be there? I think it might. Look at that. So here I can scroll through. So that's what I just showed you. And then it has all the things. Like if you use a rock to represent earth energy, you jot that down. If you find a card or a representation of the glyph for the goatfish, you can jot that down. you can write down the things that you use, why you use them, how you associate them, what experiences you had with them. And then the last page is where you can actually write out your entire ritual. You can make notes, you can doodle, you can write your intentions, whatever the case is. And so this set of 3 worksheets, you get that for every single zodiac sign. So let me remove that so I can stop share. And so that's available, all the time. And I'm going to put the link that you can get that, and also be updating the essential oils. I will share the link where you can get the oils from me if you so choose. And if you have questions, please ask me. I am happy to share any information, to answer questions. And of course, you guys wouldn't know that if I didn't share it. So this is me starting to do that here in 2024. And where do you find it? I can put that here too, Carla. You are awesome. Let's see. If you saw my screen, I have like 15 tabs open. That's good and bad because then trying to find the right one. Is that the right one? They're shrunken. They're not large. No problem. No problem at all. Let me get rid of that. That might open up some space for me. There we go. That's what I needed to do. And I will put the link in here for you, Carla, and anyone else, whether you're watching on the replay or current. This is showing me, see, talking about real time, this is showing me how I can better improve the system and have my links handy in one place. I do with some of them, but obviously not all of them. So you guys get to see this happen in real time. Pages. My goodness. There we go. I got it for you, Carla. And I will put it right in the group because that's faster. Right here. Get the, oops. Manifesting. I could spell manifesting me course here. And it is follow along at your own pace. Jump in wherever. There's no live component to it. And so it's use it as you will. And then share with us your experiences. Let's see if that went through. Okay. I think it did. I think it did. Perfect. And that's all I have to talk about from my notes. If there's anything you have questions about that I haven't asked, or if I haven't addressed fully, go ahead and let me know. Let's see. This is a little bit backed up. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all, you guys, being here. And this replay lives on in the group and on YouTube. So if you want to come back and reference it, it's there. And if you ever miss being able to attend a live, the replays for the new moon and full moon calls will remain available for you guys. So that's Capricorn. We'll be back here, or I will be back, and hopefully you can join me in about a couple weeks for the full moon call. And then we'll talk about like full moon release and manifesting, and it will be the Leo full moon. So you guys, I've had a great time. I really, this went by so much faster. I'm looking at the time and we're like at time. So thank you guys, present and future. And I have a fabulous, fabulous new moon. We're in that energy for 3 days, remember, till the 14th. So work with that as you will, and look for the post with the diffuser blend. I will be sharing it later today after I create it. So thank you guys. I will talk to you soon.